Aztec mythology and among present-day Nahuas, Tonantzin, our Reverend Mother, is a general title bestowed upon female deities. This title is particularly believed to refer to Mother Earth. Goddesses such as Mother Earth, the goddess of sustenance, honored grandmother, snake, bringer of maize, and mother of corn can all be called Tonantzin. Other indigenous names include Chicomexiotl and Tlacihuatzinohuatl. Tonantzin was honored during the movable feast of Xochihuatl. In Mexico City, 17th century, the Basilica of Guadalupe was built in honor of the Virgin Mary, perhaps Mexico's most important religious building. It was constructed at the base of the hill of Tepayec and was believed to be the site used for the pre-Columbian worship of Tonantzin.
One day, Juan Diego was walking when he suddenly saw a light and heard a voice calling for him on top of the Tepeyac Hill. On top of the hill was the Virgin of Guadalupe, who spoke to him and requested of him to send a message to the bishop in Mexico City, which was to build a chapel on the hill. Juan Diego told the bishop of his encounter, yet he was reluctant to believe Juan Diego, so the bishop asked him to ask the Virgin for a sign. The Virgin of Guadalupe agreed to provide a sign for the bishop the following morning. When the morning approached, Juan Diego did not return to the hill because he was with his sick uncle. 2 days later, the Virgin came down from Tepeyac Hill to meet Juan Diego in the road, where she assured him that she was protecting his uncle and to go meet with the bishop. But before going to the bishop, she told Juan Diego to go bring her the flowers from the top of the stony hill. She then arranged them for him to carry in his tilma. When he opened his tilma to show the bishop the flowers, they cascaded out, and to their surprise, there was an image of the Virgin on his tilma. This image has remained on the tilma since that 12th day of December in 1531. The Virgin remains an icon to the Mexican culture as well as to Catholicism. She represents faith, hope, charity, loyalty, protection, and loving kindness to those who believe in her. Although the image on the tilma remains to this day, there are now various contemporary images of the Virgin depicted by different artists. Modern art depictions of the Virgin range from comics to fashion to paintings. One piece that relates the Virgin to contemporary art is Elvis Meets the Virgin of Guadalupe by Enrique Chagoya. This piece fuses images of Western religion with American pop culture. Both are cultural icons, Mexican and North American. They are both widely distributed through art, yet differ in what they symbolize. The Virgin is configured with North American cultural icons such as Marilyn Monroe and Elvis Presley. In the piece by Neftali de Leon entitled La Virgen de Guadalupe, the Virgin is depicted with symbols recognized to be of the Statue of Liberty. It unites two of the most recognizable female figures in the Americas. Although there are certain symbols of the Statue of Liberty included in this depiction, They are tweaked to include Aztec attributes. For example, the Virgin is holding a torch up with pride. However, it is of cacti instead of fire, relating to the food and medicinal uses by the indigenas. Also, the tablet is a prayer book rather than just simply a tablet, showing that the Virgin is more faith-based than just a cultural national symbol. Artists and other people have depicted her in various shapes and forms using various materials. Her image can easily be found on clothing and may also appear on objects such as dressers or the hubcaps of cars. In the piece by Marian Martinez, an interesting image of the Virgin is one that is composed of different computer parts. Her robe is made from circuit boards, her belt is of woven cable wire, and printer daisy wheels are used to depict the sun rays. Modern representations like this are used to show the contrast between the traditional and the contemporary worlds and the importance of the Virgin. Although artists are free to depict the Virgin as they wish, there are many images that have caused controversy. Not only have images caused controversy regarding the Virgin, but also has literature. Sandra Cisneros depicts the Virgin to obtain sexual power in being an indigena and a woman. She reimagines the Virgin as an ordinary woman. Chicana's reinterpretations of the Virgin allows for younger generations to feel empowered and embrace their strengths as a woman. One piece that shows the Virgin as a modernized woman is Walking Guadalupe by Yolanda Lopez. It depicts the Virgin walking and praying, and although that description seems acceptable, the hemmed clothing and the heels worn by the Virgin were startling enough for the publishing journal to receive bomb threats. Some of the most controversial images were created by the artist Alma Lopez. In her pieces entitled Our Lady and Our Lady of Controversy II, the images of the Virgin is a photograph of an ordinary woman that is disrobed with her body covered by roses and a stone cape. The stone cape represents Coyolxauhqui, yet the image leaves out the indigenous maternity band around her exposed waist. The changing and ridding of clothing goes against the cultural normalized ideals of the sexual roles of women as submissive. Lopez also replaces the typical angel with a bare-breasted woman and uses a viceroy butterfly to hold up the woman representing the Virgin. The monarch and the viceroy butterfly appear almost identical, yet there is one detail that is different. Thus it takes on a queer identity, just like the picture. All of the images presented are different to the traditional image of the tilma that was presented by Juan Diego. Despite the changing of images, the Virgin continues to remain a cultural and religious icon.